Today we're going to talk about what support local means, to each of you and to your neighboring businesses in your community. So before we get into that, I'd like to take a second and just everyone go around, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, how long you've been in business, and then we'll get started. Jonathan, you want to start?
Yeah, my name is Jonathan Overmeyer. I'm with Golden Press Studio. I'm located in Franklin, Indiana, and I've been in business for around 4 years. So,
right on.
Yeah.
Daniela, what about you?
My name is Daniela Murphy. I'm from Stark Screen Printing, and I'm in Phoenix City, Alabama, and the weather's pretty crappy here.
How long have you guys been in business?
We've been in business for 2 years now.
Very cool.
So.
Right on. All right, Lee, what about you?
I'm Lee Stuart. I own a shop called Rogue Lab, washed up former pro motorcycle guy, and now I screen print and make YouTube videos.
Yeah, and it looks like you're in a video game right now.
I usually do.
Right on. All right, Julie and Greg, good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
we're Julie and Greg Cowan. We're from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. We're like 20 minutes outside of Nashville. We've been in our storefront for almost a year now, been screen printing a little over a year. We got a Riley 8-color 6-station press, and we're keeping it printing over here. So,
yeah.
Rockin'. Right on. And you guys just started, what, about a year and a half ago? 2 years ago?
About a year and a half.
Cool. Right on. All right. Well, I'd like to get started. So, a lot of things going on right now with the whole state of affairs with COVID-19. Small businesses, medium, big businesses. I think everyone's feeling it to some effect. And, I think something that we can control is how we react to it and how we support those around us, right? And hopefully how we get supported at the same time. So, Daniela, being down in Alabama, what are you doing? How are you supporting locals? What have you done recently to really prop it up?
So going into this, we always wanted to target local businesses. I started, in my barn in the backyard, and a friend of mine, she was opening a local business, which is 3 doors up from me right now, Sasser's Auto Paint. And they had a huge warehouse in the back. She's like, Daniela, just come back in my warehouse, like work from there. And then, I went on Ryonet and I got my new press and everything, and I just got started in her warehouse. And shortly after that, the opportunity arose that I could have my own storefront. So I just took it and ran with it. But getting back to the local businesses, like she was a huge part of going into it. Like we were going into it together, but she sent all her customers down this way, and we all just like became this huge community, and we just like bounce it back and forth. And here in Phoenix City and Columbus, Georgia, which is like right across the bridge from us, so it's like Phoenix City and Columbus, Georgia, we're all just a big community that stick together. And yeah, so going into it, like we always supported local. And now that we've been supporting local for so long, with this COVID-19 happening, we are being supported locally. Everyone's coming and checking in on us and putting orders in, and I had no downtime since all this started, so I'm very grateful.
It's awesome to hear. Thank you. What about you guys, Julie and Greg? Are you guys doing anything extra right now to make sure you're supporting local businesses around you?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of followed in the footsteps of Printed Threads. We saw that they had started this like ongoing promotion with hosting free merch stores for local businesses. So we started that. Any restaurants, bands, businesses here in our area, we're doing free merch stores. We sell the shirts for $22. We give them $10 a shirt for every shirt that they sell. All they really have to do is promote their store. It's like a great way for them to raise money in this downtime and keep like an extra stream of income flowing in.
Super rad. Anything going on with Golden Press or 38 Ride Co. with the local community?
Yeah, I mean, locally, I've just hit up some customers of mine to one, first off, just see how they're doing, just as humans, and then two, just reach out to just a few clients that, you know, I wanted to pick just a few. I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew with doing a whole bunch of fundraising and stuff like that for local businesses and stuff. So I picked a few and gonna help them out do that here within the next month, and just do kind of like a pre-order and a split. The other thing that Golden Press has been able to do, we had my designer do a support local design, and we made it downloadable for free at screenprinting.com, which is super cool. I think you guys told me there's been over 400 downloads on that. So
Yep.
That's really sweet that we were able to do that, and so many local shops were able to have a free design that, you know, they could print out and have their, you know, their local businesses, you know, buy a t-shirt to support them, and they were able to print that shirt off for other local businesses too. So really cool. Yeah, we're just really stoked to see our work, you know, all around the world. So
Yeah, man, it's been pretty exciting to see the traction that design has captured. So thanks for putting that resource out there for people to be able to grab. Really, right on. Lee, I know you're up far in Canada where there's no one real close around you, but have you done anything differently recently in response to this?
I mean, we've still been working pretty steadily, so that's awesome. I mean, we're very diversified in terms of our business. We do a ton of design work, we do screen printing, we do wraps. Of course, I have my YouTube channel on top of that, which is kind of a full-time job in itself. So there's all kinds of stuff going on around here. There's definitely been a lot to keep us busy. And then during the downtime, been using it to do a couple things. One was just kind of progress myself as a printer and in my art skills and that kind of stuff, you know, venture into exploring like new products and things that we can make. And then one of the other things was giving back to the screen print community, obviously, because I've something I kind of do on a regular basis, I guess, with my videos, but I wanted to do a little bit more, and finding time to do that stuff is just like, it's non-existent a lot of the time for me. So with this little bit of downtime that we had, we created a free graphic to put out there for beginner screen printers to, you know, sharpen up their skills, something that was a little bit more than a one color design, something that could be used to, you know, step up from one color to a two color to, you know, two color with a base, something that they can practice with for a fair amount of time until they get everything dialed up. And yeah, my cat just ruined my train of thought.
Well, it's super cool to hear that, man. I think, you know, being small businesses, you know, yourselves, inherently you want to prop up other small businesses, even if they're not local, right? Just kind of giving back to the community that you're a part of, helping out any way that you can. So I'm excited that you guys are making efforts to do that and be a resource to those, you know, in this community. But how do you guys feel like you're actually being supported locally? Maybe in your you know, in your community, or with the businesses around you, the residents around you. You know, with Julie and Greg, you know, I follow you guys on Instagram, and I see that these things have been going pretty crazy. You know, you're selling out of them before you even get them, you know, and I know that inventory has been tight, and I apologize for those constraints at the moment. You guys put in a pretty big order. But besides that and the masks, like how do you feel like your local community is supporting you guys?
Yeah, I think it really goes back to what Jonathan and Daniela were talking about building relationships with your customers and other small businesses, and that's building customer relationships, and then just building, you know, people relationships with them, just checking in on them and seeing how they're doing during this. Not really trying to sell anything, but I think we did a really good job early on of building those relationships with small businesses, and we developed sort of a following of folks that kind of went to bat for us when we started selling those masks. For example, we were one of the first businesses that did that in this area, print shop or otherwise, and we got some different kind of feedback on that. Some people didn't like the fact that we were selling them. Didn't think that a lot of people didn't think that others needed them for some reason at that time, and So we would get some comments on Facebook and stuff when we were trying to promote those, but you know, our customers, our community really kind of gathered around us, and they shut those type of comments down and really protected us. And that was something that was really amazing to see, you know, because we obviously it was just something we were trying to do to help keep our business going, and we felt like it was the right thing to do too, because we had this resource all made, Ryonet. There was a supply, and obviously there's a demand we knew that we could fill. So yeah, they totally came to support us, and it was really awesome to see. And that's been a lot of our fellow customers, neighbors, and things like that. So
Cool. Do you think through even the mask sales that you've done, that's going to put you guys in a good position further down the road when things like normalize, when those people might need shirts?
yeah, for sure. I think we did business for customers that probably would not have knocked on our door, like larger companies that probably looked at us as just a small print shop. We're just like 1,800 square foot, so we're a tiny little building. So we had like some really big restaurant chains reach out to us for masks. Vanderbilt University reached out to us for masks. So
Starbucks,
yeah,
Olive Garden.
companies that probably would have somewhere else, or may have had a, like for t-shirts and things, probably had a like a corporate supplier or something, you know. So I think that may open up some doors for us, and definitely just I think folks seeing that we're printing for those companies too will help build our portfolio.
That's good news, man. I'm happy to hear that.
We're excited.
Yeah. Daniela, what about you? Since you're a big proponent to everyone around you, do you feel like it's been kind of paid back and you're getting attention the same way?
Yeah, definitely. So the first week this all happened, I was like, all right, let's, become a teacher and start homeschooling and just sit at home and wait this out and see what happens. And my customers did not let that happen. They were calling in, checking in, they were just seeing what was going on. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, are you shut down? I'm like, no, I'm just taking orders and I'm in the store when when I'm printing. They're like, well, let's get you back to your press, like, let's go. And so the orders are just coming in left and right. So I am really being supported locally very well right now.
Awesome. Has anybody else had anything kind of come up in the recent months, from the local community that you didn't see before?
And there's that dead air.
All right. Well, Danielle, we were talking before we got on this webinar about some campaigns, some things that you've done differently with your e-commerce site, right, that have really helped out. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, with my store setup, the way when you walk into my store, you can like see everything happening. I'm very transparent with everything. My customers they know everything that's going on in this store. They walk in, they can see everything happening. And that has been huge for me because usually it's just a quick transaction. They come in, they order shirts, they leave with their shirts, and that was it. They never see how the process actually works. And I think it's really important that they actually see how it all works.
Yeah, that's cool. It seems like most of you, I think everyone but Lee has a pretty open shop. Lee, yours is still open though. Do you let people down and check it out when you're printing?
It really depends. I mean, because my shop's in my house, right?
Yeah.
And also because of the YouTube following and stuff, like people ask all the time, can I, come check out your shop? Can I come, whatever? And this is in my house, and I don't want to just have, all these random people from the internet coming in here. It's kind of weird, kind of risky.
Yeah.
But certain customers and stuff like that, of course, like customers that I know and have a relationship with, I let them down here and check things out if they want to, which most of the time they don't really care to. They know the kind of work that we put out, and they just, here's what we want, do what you do, and get it to us when you're done. That's kind of the way things have gone for the longest time, because they know that we take it seriously when it comes to the details around here, and they know that they can trust us. So most of the time they don't even need to see it, which is great, because I'm sure a lot of you know who do let customers in your shop, like it's awesome to socialize and all that kind of stuff, but the amount of work that gets done kind of slows to a screeching halt. And when you're a one-person print shop, those little time constraints really add up fast.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about the discipline you have to have with just being aware of that alone.
It's huge. And like, when I'm filming the videos and stuff like that, that's a whole other story, because people would think, I'm just kind of filming what I'm doing, and it's no, like a 50 shirt order takes 2 days sometimes when you're filming that kind of stuff. So that's eating up a bunch of time as well on top of it. So I got to be really on top of where my time is placed, and like be strategic about it big time, or else things fall through the cracks pretty easily.
Yeah. So I mean, I want to compliment all of you. You guys all keep a very, very clean shop, very camera friendly, and people friendly. Do you think that having that transparency and the ability for the community and businesses around you to walk in and see how it all works, do you think that actually gains more trust and has a big benefit to like your business and your return customers?
Yeah, especially for us, like when we first got started and we kind of like did like a blueprint of how we wanted our shop. We built the counter and wanted it like out in the open, and this way we're able to have like screen print date nights. Like that's a thing that we did a month or so ago, and it was really successful. We like had 6 couples, showed them how everything worked, let them burn a screen and print and drink some wine and stuff, and it was really fun. It's just like how our shop's laid out. It's really nice.
That's a super cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, like the clean shop thing, it pays off huge in terms of gaining new customers, I think, because I know for me personally, I've gained a ton that have come here strictly because they've seen either photos of the shop or seen one of the videos and commented on how clean and well kept this place is. And that's huge. Like it shows like a big pride in your work, basically, is what it comes down to. We've all seen the shops out there. There's millions of them that exist. Like you walk into these screen print shops and like you don't touch anything anywhere. You don't lean on nothing. You don't touch nothing, because you're gonna have red ink on you, guaranteed, when you leave that place. Like I don't know why. There's a million colors in there, but it always comes back red. You always leave red ink for some reason. But yeah, so having that nice clean shop, it shows like that you care that little bit extra, to produce a clean product and have a clean shop, and customers really seem to appreciate that, as far as I've found.
Yeah.
I've found out the fact that if people see that you can keep your shop clean and organized, then that means you're probably going to care just as much about their t-shirt or their order, whether that's the first part of it with the email of, hey, I want some shirts printed, opposed to the last step of them actually getting the shirts delivered. Like I find out nowadays my time is a little more valuable, and my time, it has to be kind of put towards other things. But I used to just like drive and deliver shirts to all my customers, just to one, just to shake the hand and just like build that relationship. And so yeah, so but there's plenty of people that come in my shop. My shop, it's actually, I don't like take a whole lot of photos or show people a whole lot, but it's about a 1,200 square foot studio, and 600 feet of it is retail that is not done whatsoever. It's a blank canvas. Like it's fully remodel. I've done all the remodel on the entire place. It looks exactly the same as the print shop. It's just blank, and so I don't have walk-ins and stuff like that, but I have my clients come and pick up shirts, and man, they just walk in. They're like, wow, yeah, you care about this place. I know for a fact my white t-shirts aren't gonna have dust and dirt,
Yeah. Yep.
smeared across, the design and all that. So yeah, it's just a good feeling to let for people to walk in and be like, wow, yeah, these guys care. So
Sure.
This guy's talking about he doesn't take that many pictures. He's got probably the best screen print Instagram on the face of the earth right now.
I don't take enough pictures of the retail space.
So
I'll be posting some very soon.
just to kind of stay focused on what we're doing right now, right, to support local. What campaigns have you guys run? What strategies with your website? What things have you done differently, in the last month that you've seen some success with, or at least tried out? Maybe you didn't see success with. What can we share with the people that are watching?
The biggest thing that we've been doing is like Facebook. Facebook is a great way for any print shop. If you're in any of your like local community pages, every day there's 20 people looking for a screen printer, a print shop, for anything. And a big thing about us is we don't have minimums and we don't do like setup fees. So we will just print one shirt, and a lot of places like will turn you away if you don't have at least 12 or 15 shirts in your order. So we get a lot of our business from Facebook, with people just wanting some birthday shirts or something like that. So I'm always on Facebook, like checking, and like have our customers like that come from that will tag us, and it's always just good to have that little extra business coming from somewhere else.
Right on. Danielle, have you done anything different with your website or run any campaigns? Tried anything different that didn't work?
I haven't really tried anything different, but Instagram is one of the ones that's bigger for me, because not only can I bounce ideas off of other screen printers, because I have a lot of screen printing friends on there, but I do get a huge customer base just from Instagram. They see my shop, they see my work, and they want to work with me. And I ship out of state a lot. And just yesterday, I don't know what happened. I did post some stuff of what we're gonna do and all that, but I got 7 orders in yesterday just from Instagram. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's something to think about. How many more people are at home and have more time to spend, with a phone in front of their face, looking at social media, other forums, platforms that we often frequent. So probably a good place to put some focus for sure. I know, I don't know if it was you, Lee, or Jonathan, or both of you guys, but weren't you guys running a campaign to where you're splitting some of the profits with some local businesses?
So I haven't posted anything online or like on Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that, but I connected with a client, and we're going to be doing that within probably the next week. We'll get something up and start really promoting, but we're going to throw it on our website, so people kind of get that cross promotion, which is obviously really sweet. We're going to throw it on our website for people to go on there and buy a t-shirt, and we'll ship it out and fulfill it. And then they're also going to post it on their website, and so we're just going to try to use all of our networking and all of our friends and families and all that stuff, and just try to buy as many of those shirts, get as many of those orders, and split the cost. And they're the place that I'm helping out is a gallery pastry shop, and they're like one of my biggest clients. I never would have thought a pastry shop would order so much merchandise, but they do. And so, yeah, I just want to help them out. They've been such a good client. So they're the one customer I really chose to do a campaign. And yeah, it's one of those things. It's great that, yeah, I'm going to help them out. We'll both get a little bit of money out of this, but the amount of people that are that's going to see this happen is just going to be more potential business, which is, we all know word of mouth is literally the best seller. Quality work and word of mouth, I always tell everybody, like, if I could get that client, if I could get them locked in to be, just to literally, I tell people, I don't just want to print your shirts, I want to be your screen printer. So like, that means like for life, for as long as I'm printing t-shirts, I want to do that for you. So when, if you build that relationship right from the get-go, yeah, it's going to be that potential business to where you're not going to need more customers. You're just the same customer is going to come back and come back, to where it's at, that guaranteed revenue. So each year. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing anything like that?
I mean, yeah.
Lee's like, no.
Stores for any like local small businesses, and then splitting the cost, and we're handling everything, shipping, fulfilling, taking the orders. I think any print shop that is watching this should really look into Printavo. They are amazing. They take your shop to the next level, and they have all these different tools that you can use, and it's really helped us take our shop to that next level. So yeah.
Is anybody else using Printavo in this group?
I'm considering it though, for sure. I was able to talk with them out at Long Beach and liked a lot of the things they have to offer. So
Yeah.
Even
Super cool
even for
product.
a small shop, it's just her and I. So but it's the software is extremely scalable. If we were to hire 25 people, next week, I think it's something that you can take and you can grow with. It helps us a lot, even communicating with each other when we take orders or put an order together for a customer. It's all in one place. Invoices are in one place. And then,
Emails, your
Yeah.
wholesalers, like you mark your things up. It just is all.
merch stores too. That's an add-on, but it's the extra cost of that. I mean, it's priceless as far as we're concerned.
That's cool. Julie, the next thing I wanted to ask, part of like what's going on now, finding customers in unlikely places. You mentioned you're really busy on like finding groups on Facebook. What's your strategy? What kind of groups do you look for? How do you get into them? Like what's worked for you?
Anywhere you are, I'm sure there's different, like ours are called like hip pages. Like I don't know why. I don't know if that's the thing, and everywhere else it could be. But like we're in Mount Juliet, so it's like hip Mount Juliet, hip Lebanon, and hip Nashville, and so literally everybody like in Mount Juliet is on this page. So it's free advertisements to 70,000 people when you post, and that's pretty much where I've gotten all of our Facebook followers, is just posting. Like I think we're like 4,200 on Facebook in like not even a year, just from me posting on Facebook pages, and that's where we've gotten most of our business. And that's another reason why Printabos like came through, is I was literally handling all of our orders through emails and Facebook Messenger, and I was just like getting so stressed out. Both my eyes were twitching. Like I was just so stressed. And so to be able to tell people to just email me and I can put it in one place, it's just amazing, and it saves me so much time, and it's more time that I can help him or talk to customers when they come in. So
Cool.
yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. With what's going on right now, in the nation and the economy, it's clearly forced us to shift roles a little bit, wear different hats, look at other options. What changes? What do you think the future brings for the changes that are happening now in your shop? Or what are you going to change in your shop now going forward because of what's going on now? So even when we go back to like the economy being open, back to normal, what things are you going to keep doing that you started doing now?
I think
One of the things for us that's been pretty good has been digital products. Digital products are amazing because one, you only have to make them once, and then they can sell for as long as you have them up for. So that's been a big strategy of ours in the past little while. Just getting up really good graphics, really good fonts, really good things to help printers or designers or whatever just do their jobs and make cooler stuff, because it's tough to find really good graphics out there that are cheap and affordable. You usually have to pay a designer that to make some kind of one-off thing, which is going to cost you a lot. We have an in-house design here, and we charge accordingly for it. So, but people, sometimes they only have $100 for a design, or they have $50 for a design. And when you start looking in those price brackets, the stuff that's out there is just it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. So we've been focusing on making really good stuff that's affordable, that's gonna help people out. Our neck label template is probably the best seller right now. Screen printers have been all over that thing for the past couple months, and we've gotten rave reviews back about that thing. Everyone is super pumped on it. They're like, this is the best thing that I could have bought, and it's just stepped up my game that much more, just to add that little bit of extra detail to our stuff. So that's a big thing we've been focusing on, and now it's a big thing we're going to focus on moving forward for the next little while.
Yeah, if I could piggyback off of Lee, that's been our thing. I think the digital download has been like that kind of that hidden gem that we had, that we have some stuff online, and but it's that deal to where it's just like, my designer is literally at home. That's all he needs to do, is just constantly provide, do designs to where we can offer it to, screen printing community, and, just artists too, we've had people literally within the last few weeks just purchase just one-off artwork that nobody else can purchase. That's been on our website for the last 6 months, like that nobody bid at, and now they are, because they're they just see the see the fact that they want to screen print something different. So digital has been that thing for us that we're gonna really hammer and go to town just in the later, when the stuff starts settling. Well, really, we're not gonna back off. Foot is on the gas, and we're just gonna continue to build workflow around digital stuff for people to download. So
I think convenience has to continue to play an important role even after this virus passes and everything. Just we've shipped more in the last 45 days than we probably did in the entire year before that. So adding that convenience to customers delivery, we've done a lot of deliveries like what Jonathan was talking about. Like we've been doing that like 3 and 4 hour delivery routes some nights, after we close the shops. So curbside pickup, I think things like that just that's been growing way before all of this started. But I think that's gonna continue to play a really big role in our business and the industry in general. I think just convenience to the customer.
For sure. Yeah. I think the speed of service and convenience is a huge thing with, being a consumer nowadays. We're so used to getting things with the click of a button in 2 days, so people kind of expect that as the standard now. Definitely something that I think that everyone's had to adapt to, even before this, but probably, helps much more now, the availability of things, Cool. Thank you for sharing that.
That damn Amazon keeps my inbox pretty full all the time. I would say 95% of our customers are international. Like we're located in Canada, and probably 90% of our business goes to the US. So 2-day shipping is non-existent for us. And man, my inbox is pretty full where people are like, where's my order 2 days later? I'm like, well, hold on a second.
Yep. You guys kind of already started touching on this, but besides just screen printing, you guys are all, pretty new to the business, less than 3 years, right? It sounds like you've all kind of started diversifying in some ways. Jonathan, Lee, you guys have both talked about digital pretty heavily. Jonathan, you guys are not just a screen printing shop, right? Now you are a full kind of branding and agency, right? Is that what you call it? Or what are you guys doing now?
If you want to put that fancy term on it. I tell people we're a full branding company. We're able to, literally do a design, put it on a t-shirt, take a photo of it for mock-ups and for, websites. And then we also do video. We also do some website building. But it's literally like we can do anything for a startup business or a current business that just needs a total rebranding. We literally can offer every service. So, which is awesome. And we've definitely found our niche. We definitely, aren't gonna go too far out of that because we've all gotten, trying to, perfect and get really good at all of our crafts. And, we just don't want to diversify, get too more diverse because, then we're going to start doing poor jobs on different things we can offer people. So we're really holding that in tight. But yeah, we're able to do a lot of really cool things for each one of our clients. It's kind of like one of those things of like, they get t-shirts done and they're like, I'd really love a photo shoot. And I'm like, yeah, we can do that too. I'd really like a commercial or an ad. Yeah, we can do that too. So yeah, it's really cool. And it's really helped us out in this time for sure. My video guy is constantly busy. He has not had, a day off for sure. Designer, which is my photographer. So he's super busy. We're all busy. Really, I've been the one that's just kind of been chilling out a little bit. I've been doing some renovations to the studio and getting some processes better dialed in so that when orders really start cranking, I'm going to be better organized and better to fulfill that good old 2-day Amazon delivery turnaround times that everybody expects and wants. So, but yeah, the cool thing is I'm able to do that. I flourished in my business at the start because I told people I had 2-3 day turnaround times. Because I was able to get shirts next day and already had their artwork and all that stuff set up. So yeah, just trying to improve and stay diverse, stay diverse in this time. So it's helped out a lot.
It's really tough to come up with an umbrella term for a business like that, isn't it? Because we're in the exact same boat. We do all the exact same stuff as far as creating brands for people from start to finish, and it's a hard thing to do, like to name that company. Like Jonathan, you've been struggling. You were when that question started, you're like, yeah, I don't know exactly what to call it. Dude, it's something that like I lose sleep over every day trying to figure that out.
For sure.
But it's cool because in times like this, having a business that diverse has been, the most important thing to us, and for you guys, I'm sure too. It's, some things will take a dive here and there, but you've got other stuff to pick up the slack. So We've seen that exact same thing happen where the first 2 weeks or so, screen printing really took a dive, and I was kind of left sitting there. But then, the design side took off, the wrap side took off, and then, each one just has kind of been switching places here and there, and it's been pretty much like business as usual here for the most part. Everyone's kind of gotten just like a little bit of a slack day or two off here and there, and then otherwise that diversity has kept us rolling.
Right on, man. That's cool. So you do believe that since you guys have kind of put your hands in other pots, that has helped quite a bit?
Oh, absolutely. Having as many avenues for income in your business as possible is crucial, even without the circumstances this day and age. You just having as many different either active or passive incomes coming in with your business is so important nowadays, because there's just so many new ones popping up every day. There's a new clothing company, a new screen print shop, a new something popping up here and there, and it's tough to say, but some of them, that next guy's always gunning for your spot, right? So you got to kind of always be on your toes and thinking of different ways that you can bring money into the business. So that's kind of something I think about a lot. Like if I'm screen printing or whatever, I'll be sitting there just kind of thinking up ideas, like what could I be doing right now that could bring in income while I'm doing this. So it's like, okay, we got digital products selling on the site right now, or we got merch like that selling on the site right now, or I put out YouTube videos, which I collect a little bit of a very poor income from, but at least it's something. And, stuff like that. That's kind of what goes through my head pretty much every day.
Yeah, it kind of leads me into the next thing I wanted to ask, and I want to leave this somewhat broad, right? Broad stroke question, but like what can printers look at, today to create an income? Kind of goes with the diversification or whatever, but what can they look at now?
What we're keeping up with the trends. Like I mentioned earlier, printed threads is a really good one that we follow. We follow Golden Press, we follow Lee. We try to keep up on the trends and see what other print shops are doing, and that's just a really good way to get some different ideas flowing. We're talking about like what can we do to try to keep different income flowing in, and so we just today, like an hour before we got on here, is dropped a news that we're going to do like an 8-hour live printing event, because like our business, we do a lot of retail, which we didn't think we were going to do, but we have like a part of our shop where we get retail traffic. We sell like trendy looking t-shirts, so we're going to literally have like probably 15 designs and new hats and stuff, and kind of do it on demand. So if someone says, yes, I want that, we'll print it for them right there. So I think that will be something fun and interesting that we can hopefully reach a lot of new customers. So when all this is over, they'll come back to us.
Yeah. There's also screen printing press is an insanely versatile tool, like very versatile. So if you're finding like screen printing t-shirts might not be your thing right now, or business is kind of stale for that at the moment, there's endless amounts of other stuff that you can throw on there and print and turn that into an income. You can start using screen print transfers, for instance. That's a huge business, screen print transfers, and they're very easy to make. Screen printing posters, extremely easy to do. If you want to get real creative, do some fun stuff, screen print a skateboard. Like there's so much stuff that you can put on that press and make a cool product with. It doesn't have to end at t-shirts. So a lot of the times people are like, oh, my shirt sales are dead or something, like we can't go on. Like, no, you can, use your noggin a little bit and think of what's a cool thing that I can put logos on and put out there to the people.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I agree with you on that. I like to print posters myself, so I think the possibilities are somewhat endless. You'd like to think.
I print all kinds of random stuff around here. Like all of our packaging, every package that goes out of here, the boxes are screen printed and look cool. The little mailer bags are screen printed and look cool. You can just put your logo on literally anything, and you can offer that to other people as well.
Yeah, one of the things that kind of resources wise is that, or what I'm trying to do in this time to let people is, we're able to do video stuff. So, especially in this time, we're consistently posting because I believe people really, especially in a time like this, like consistency instead of this, ongoing like up and down. So we're still cranking, we're letting people know that. And then the big push, that we've had here lately is just like, hey, we want to, help you let other people know that you're still, still hanging on and still going, so what can we do? Can we do a little short ad, a video ad for you? Obviously the other stuff, but just, photos too. People want to see, they want to see a new cool shirt that you're selling, but they also janky mock-up. They actually want like a live, like a real life photo of a real human and not a box, looking mock-up. So doing like a lifestyle photo, we do that. We'll print a T-shirt and then I'll throw it on, throw that T-shirt on, or my designer, and we'll get some photos. Just
Oh,
I think we lost his audio there.
all right, we lost your audio, buddy, for that last few seconds there.
Stupid.
Can we rewind? Can we rewind some? on this.
Going off of what you were saying, well, I should probably wait and make sure your audio's working. But
You're good. I'll get it figured out.
Do you guys pre-plan a lot of that stuff? I know with us, we'll be thinking of photo shoots or product shots or just any ways we can kind of market this stuff long before the product's even made. Is that something you guys do, or? Oh.
Stupid headphones.
Okay, he's not even hearing anything. All right, well, I'll just assume so.
Well, that question could go to Stark or Cedar City. I mean, do you guys do any pre-planning on your marketing and your how you guys shoot photos and products and everything?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of talked about it for 2 weeks before we dropped that live printing thing because we wanted to get everything right. We still gave ourselves 9 days until next Saturday to kind of, maybe that's bad math, but like to get everything planned, do sneak peeks and get people excited. So yeah.
I can hear you guys, just so you know.
You're back.
I think I'm
We can
back.
hear you now too.
Don't worry, I got some headphones.
All right. Yeah. So I want to jump into a couple more things that we can share with people watching this, but resources, right? Screen printing, business, anything that might be able to help out. Do you guys have anything that you guys have been tapping into lately, or even before this maybe, that you could share that people might really, find of use?
Always.
Lee, follow Jonathan, check out the half-toned forums on Ryonet. Just keep up with trends and follow your fellow screen printers and support them. It helps them, it helps you as you learn different things. So that's a big thing, is just keep up with other print shops.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there. I mean, take a browse around YouTube and you're gonna find all kinds of resources, which is how I think all of us got here at some point. I know for me, starting out, there wasn't a whole lot of content out there. It was there was a lot of it, but there wasn't like stuff that was really speaking to me. So I watched the Ryonet channel pretty much every day for a year and learned whatever I needed to know to get my feet wet in the game and start printing when my press got here. So that was a really big one for me. I just sat and watched those videos over and over and over again. I can probably word for word a few of those things still to this day. So that's a big one. Channels like, I'll shamelessly self-plug. I've got a lot of stuff out there, which is kind of why I started doing YouTube videos on that stuff, because I did find a lot of really good stuff when I was starting, but there wasn't stuff that really spoke to me. So I wanted to make stuff, I guess, that did. And I guess it seems a lot of people like it. I don't know. Sometimes they suck to me. Sometimes they're cool, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of really great channels nowadays doing it. There's at least a solid like 5 to 10 channels that are putting out great stuff on a very regular basis now. So it's pretty easy to find good print information on YouTube. Outside of that, there's a ton of print groups. We started one, myself and Jonathan both moderate this thing. It's called Rogue Printers, which has been a super valuable resource for everybody involved, including myself. There's a lot of great shops in there, a lot of very experienced printers, and everyone's in there willing to help out whoever, whether the beginner or pro. So that's been a massive thing for us, and I'm super stoked that that thing's going as well as it is. And then there's just other resources out there too. If you're not printing right now, your press is, you know, kind of chilling out, sit there and pick up art. Learn Adobe Illustrator, learn Photoshop, get good at that stuff, because as printers, we should all have a basic understanding of using those programs. And it's kind of amazing that a lot of them don't. So you can get online to places like Skillshare, places like Udemy, I think, Lynda, those kind of sites. You can learn those programs inside and out as if you went to university for them. So that is a huge, valuable resource. That's been probably the most valuable one to me in terms of stepping up my game when it comes to the art side. Like, I spend at least 1 day a week on those sites, just picking up everything I can so I can step up my game and hopefully kind of keep up with my employee around here, because he's a sick designer and it pisses me off how good he is sometimes. So I want to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say thank you though. You actually shared a link with me to where I got the Skillshare for free for 2 months, and I've jumped in there and watched Ray Dombrowski, I think it is. And
or something. Yeah, he's really good.
He's got a really good set. Same with Draplin. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Great stuff. There's a guy named Daniel Scott who's an Adobe certified trainer. I've been doing his courses lately because he does some very advanced Illustrator stuff that teaches like the real technical stuff that nobody really works with. So that's what I've been kind of putting my time into lately. And yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I've been on Skillshare for almost 3 years now, and for them to reach out and want to work with me in some fashion it was pretty amazing. I'm still kind of stoked about that. I literally spent 9 hours last night editing my last video for them.
Nice.
Right on, man. Well, one thing I want to throw out there too, it was shared with me through someone that I work with, but Business Made Simple. It's an online course. So, you know, not just focusing on screen printing and art, but like, what else can you do to brush up on your business skills, right? I mean, that's probably something pretty important to spend more time learning, you know, and advancing with. So yeah, businessmadesimple.com, I think, is where you find it.
Nice. Huge. Yep. Stuff like that. Learning QuickBooks stuff. I'm sure a lot of businesses run on QuickBooks these days. So like that program in itself, that's a hard one to learn. And we should all have a basic understanding of that. Like, all of us kind of 1, 2 man, 3 man print shops, like, we got to be Swiss Army knife human beings. We got to be able to do a little bit of everything to survive those first couple of years until we can expand and start, you know, delegating those tasks on the people who really know it. But for that first little while, we gotta know it.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other resources you guys want to share?
I mean, I think YouTube is the biggest one. So let me break the silence. No, but I wanted to go back to Lee's YouTube channel. I always thought that he was very transparent with everything, because I watched a lot of videos, I read up on a lot of stuff, and it makes it look so easy. And learning screen printing is not easy. Like, they just show it and they're like, yeah, all you have to do is like, you just, you know, pull the squeegee like this, and you're like, no, you don't. So when Lee came out with his videos, it was, you know, you got to actually see the process and how frustrating it can get. And that was a big one for me, because I mean, I was screen printing for about a year then, but it's just going back and seeing that that is how you learn how to screen print. You do struggle, you do get stressed out, you do break things, and you get better as you go. And I think it's really important that someone came out with a more transparent way to show how it all works.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I'm surrounded in pink lighting, but I'm blushing a little bit at the moment. No, that's kind of what it's all about, man, is that kind of stuff. Because I've been involved with YouTube for quite a long time, even before I started screen printing. And one thing I noticed watching screen print videos and just watching YouTube videos for as long as I have is that a lot of people, they don't put that stuff in there. They don't want to put that stuff in there. It's like they're afraid to put that stuff in there because someone's going to think badly of it, or there's this trend in YouTube videos that's been going on for the last couple of years where everything's like happy and positive, and yeah, our lives are great 24/7, and that's bullshit. That's not the way life goes. So when I started making YouTube videos again, I was just like, man, I want to show the realness of this. I want to show every aspect of what happens, and I'm going to make a mistake because clearly I'm learning a new trade here that's very vast and very complicated, and I'm not going to cut this stuff out. If I make a huge mistake, I'm going to show it, and I'm going to show how I learned from it. And then that's something a lot of people really identified with, which is really cool, which I did not expect. It was more me just trying to go against the grain and still have the 16-year-old punk rock rebel in me saying, like, I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. We also have halftoned.com. I don't know if all of you guys are in there, a part of it, but we're really trying to build up more resources in there. So definitely check it out. We also release a blog every week, so sign up for that. We try to also share resources that are relevant and what's going on now, and then we feature other printers. So those are two things that I have to share, at least from Ryonet. I appreciate you guys sharing everything else too. And Jonathan, did you have something else?
Yeah, I listen quite a bit to podcasts like EntreLeadership, stuff like that, just how to run a business, because I have 2 employees. I got a decent size like payroll every 2 weeks. It's just not myself, so I'm taking care of families and growing families. So it's a good resource, constantly, besides just skills of screen printing, just all the stuff we do, just trying to learn and improve on being a good boss. Like it's pretty fun and it's pretty chill around here because my dudes are some of my best friends. So, but also, like just trying to be a boss, not trying to, be a jerk, and learning how to encourage my employees, because they are my employees. I don't have to pull my boss card a whole lot with them just because they're stellar guys and they do what they do best. And but yeah, just podcasts on building a business and being a business owner, and planning for not just your future as a business but your future as a human, and then other humans that work for you. Like I feel the weight and the responsibility of I'm taking care of families. So yeah, if you I just encourage any small business to like think about those things as you're about to hire employees, and you're able to bring a little more income in, so you're delegating different responsibilities. You're delegating those things to another human that you're going to have to take care of. So I would just encourage anybody to hone up on trying to not be a jerk as a boss. So
Yeah,
it'll work out well for you if you do that. So
yeah. He's like, tell her that.
So one super cool thing, all of you guys, like we talked about earlier, been in business for 3 or less years. 1 to 3, 4. I'm sorry, 4.
Come on, 4. Man.
I'm sorry, but you now have there's now three people there though, right? Including you, 3 employees.
Yeah, so 2 or 3, yeah, 3 including me.
But all of you guys, okay, let's say less than 5 years, one-man show or woman show, right? Up to 3 employees, and you guys are doing this, right? You guys are hopefully motivation to people watching this, that if you have a dream, you have an idea, you want to start a business, through thick and thin, I mean, you can do it. You just have to use your head and stay dedicated to the craft. So thank you guys all for being resilient and meeting us today and talking about some things that people can do locally and just with your business now while we have some downtime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Cool. Well, I think that's a wrap then for today. I had fun, guys. I hope everyone watching got something out of this. And yeah, I guess that's goodbye.
Heck yeah. See ya.